These past 2 weeks, autumn was gloomy, grey, with just a little bit of sun, but then the temperatures dropped and snow came slowly, thickening a little every day, and now I'm surrounded by silence and white. This is going to be my 3rd winter in Sweden, but it's the first one where I'll be slightly more comfortable. I won't be in my crawl space, taking out floors and building walls wearing my winter coat. Even though I have a lot of renovation work left to do, I'm just about to finish a small room in which I can live, work and sleep. And on top of that, I have a working wood stove for the first time, so it feels like this winter is going to be pretty luxurious to me. I have just come to the realization that I have been working on this one room for 4 months. It's taken 4 months to make my library, this desk, this Banquette bed. Actually, that doesn't even include me putting in this floor. Okay. So you'd think that it's pretty much finished now and that I could move on to another space, but it's not, because there are things like this. The fact that I'm missing doors, pull handles, shelves, these are still loose. Upholstery. This entire unit has only been stained up to about this point, and this one hasn't been stained at all. Also, I'm starting to get really sick of wearing the exact same thing every single day. Of course, I'm also missing this entire section of wall, but I'm not going to focus on that just yet. Simply because I don't have the timber, but everything else I should really start focusing on so I can actually finish this room. So I made a list and I'm going to be ticking things off this list. First, let's make some cabinet doors. I'm going to start with my library. I still haven't moved anything in, even though I almost finished it months ago. I'm beginning by cutting doors from ply and shelves from OSB, and also I am losing the light so quickly these days. You know, I have this issue with my hinges. There's these 2 types of cabinet hinges. One of them is for cabinet doors that are inset. There's another one for cabinet doors that sits on top of cabinet framework. But I do this thing where my cabinet doors are kind of both. They sit inside the frame, but they sit on top of the plinth underneath. So I have to do this dodgy thing where I use the hinges for the recess doors. However, down here, I need to cut this gap in the plinth because the plinth doesn't sit back far enough to allow for this door to go back. So that was my solution for those cabinet doors, and it's kind of okay, you can't really see it. But for these little ones here, well, I have the same issue and I don't have a good solution. Yeah, everything is built a little bit different, even though I want the doors to look the same. So that's annoying. And I think my solution is to actually use plain hinges. So you're going to see the little hinges sticking out on the side, but I think that's okay because it allows me to put in doors which are the same height as the doors down here, which visually I think is going to look the best. So let's have a look at these doors, because I just did some gluing yesterday and they should be finished. Looking pretty good. They've been glued overnight. I also have all of these shelves lying around here. I sealed the top of them yesterday and they've been drying, and then I'll seal the other side today, and then I can put in the shelves into the little cupboards. I mean, a very luxurious OSB. It's not, I mean, it would have been great if it was ply, but let's do these doors. I need to cut a little recess to allow for the hinges. But before we move on with that... Oh, hi! I think it's time to introduce our sponsor today, which is ColonBroom. Wait, ColonBroom. ColonBroom. Broom? Yeah. I definitely had mental images when I first heard that name. It's a prebiotic, no broom. It's a drink. It's a dietary supplement you take before a meal, and it helps with bloating, digestion, and it nourishes healthy gut bacteria, which we care about a lot because our gut is the key to our health, or one of the main keys to our health. And I like it because I know my body always responds to things like stress, and I know many other people have similar issues. So, ColonBroom, welcome to today's video. This is it. The main ingredient is psyllium husk, I think. Psyllium? This is how it works. You mix a glass of this once or twice before a meal. The dietary fiber mixes with food. It expands trapped sugars and fats and creates a relaxed gut movement. So basically it helps move out the bad stuff that we maybe shouldn't really be digesting anyways. And then it adds goodness with improved gut microbiome and happy outhouse experiences. So ColonBroom has an epic sale. I say epic because they call it epic, but I agree. You get 65% off with a 6-month supply, and then with my code you get an additional 10% off. So yeah, I'd say that's pretty good. So if you care about your gut, think about it this way. You could be just like me and have a really happy outhouse. I basically added a tiny piece of wood to the sides just to add to the thickness of this cabinet door because my ply is only 8 mil, so it's not thick enough to take the hinges. So I just add a little bit of wood, and now I can cut a tiny recess and put the hinge in. I got myself 2 doors, one for this side and one for this side. So I've got very plain hinges, but I think it works. I think it'll be cute. Little doors. 2 of them. I actually have something really exciting that I can put in this one. These Jackery solar panels have no real place to live, and they're always just in the boot room in the way. And this is a very deep, narrow space. Finally giving these babies their own space. Look! Look at you. Oh, that's perfect. You're home. Oh, amazing. Oh, sweet. Now that I have tiny cupboards in my doorway, let's make the smallest one functional as well. I have so much scrap wood and it's filling up my house, but sometimes all these small and seemingly useless pieces really come in handy. Today I am using some to make tiny shelves. I just figured out a really good use for this little cupboard. It's super small, narrow and tall, and I'm going to put my bathroom products in here because I don't have anywhere else for those to go, and they're things that you really don't want to see. So I'm going to put 2 tiny shelves in here and make sure it's spaced out so that I can fit the things that I have. Ooh. Got my little shelves. Okay, what am I going to put in here? I don't have many things. This is the tallest, so that should go to the bottom. was supposed to be sunny today. Come to a point where it's now actually just getting cold outside. It's snowing. That also means I need to do my orders, my bulk order before it snows too much and like a crane can't get here anymore. I've realized that as long as the house is 5 degrees and I'm just doing things, I can live in it. Yeah, it's funny how you get used to colder spaces. Let's see what happens with this fire and try and just slowly heat up the house over the coming weeks and just keep it going. Okay. I have a bunch of shelves. Here they are. I'm going to space them out according to what I'm actually going to put in here, which I think is going to be a lot of fabrics and sewing materials. Clothing and bedding seems to fit in the banquettes quite well. So I've got my toiletries and this little one. Those tiny doors make me so happy. Have a tiny iron, which maybe just put one shelf. This needs extra space to take it out because of the hinge, but that's comfortable enough. So iron, scissors, done. I have to say, I absolutely thought that I have space left over. However, I have all of these fabrics for my outdoor pursuits. Tent fabrics, backpack fabrics. This is good, although I still need space for my patterns. These are pretty huge. The website didn't actually show the dimensions of this handle. It looked a little bit smaller. One of those things, once you've done it, you just stop seeing it. I do have these mini ones for some of the other handles. They are tiny. Let's fit these. I think it's going pretty well. Fire has been going all day. Not sure whether I got it to be hot enough, but well, it's 10 degrees now. I mean, not in here. It must be a bit warm in here. It's 10 degrees in the room outside of this room, which I think is pretty good because it was 4 degrees earlier, so I call that a win. I have also managed to do all of the knobs. I am super excited about this library now. I did all of the little knobs here. Let me show you. My secret storage. I think the mini ones are actually really cute. When I got them, I thought maybe they were too mini, but yeah, they're sort of perfect. I think that means that I can move my things into this library. Hey, this is me in the mornings. I just did quite a big timber order for the coming months. I did it this morning because it's snowing. It's not snowing a lot. They should be fine delivering next week, but it was clearly time. I have timber to finish this room, so to do these unfinished walls. And then I have timber for the flooring in the living room and a lot of different things for wardrobe. Most of the framework for the banquette seating that's going to go in there. I love that I've been able to put things in the cupboards. All my fabric cupboards, my little bathroom cupboard. And today I'm going to continue work on this desk, which needs a little bit more shelving, so that's the next step. These are the shelves that I put up on the wall for a while, and I'm going to use these to add some shelving underneath the desk. I wanted to put some on top of the printer, but I don't think I have enough space, so I think I'm just going to put some on the other side. So. That's very narrow. How about 80? Maybe I like it right in the middle. would show you what I'm doing, but it's absolutely impossible. Working in this corner is not easy. Oh dear. I'm putting in cabinet hinges. I'll update you when I'm done. It's the next day, and this is what happened basically. I gave up yesterday. I decided to give up on this little corner. It is very difficult to reach, very difficult how to fix things. I glued this front rail. So this is what I did. I ended up putting in this little door the easiest way. Well, not just the easiest way, pretty much the only way I can do it. I wanted a flap door that flaps down. I got these really nice hinges for it, and I just couldn't make it fit the framework and then also maintain the 8mm shadow gap that I have running in front of this entire unit. Went through all of the hinges I have. At the end, I did the thing I was not going to do. I just put in cabinet hinges on the sides. It was the only thing I could actually work out, and it does mean that it's a bit wonky. When it's closed, you keep the 8mm shadow gap. When it's not, it kind of hits the floor. It's, I don't know. Yeah, this is it. That was me giving up and just doing the one thing that I could do. I'm also giving up on the tabletop. I wanted to fix them without seeing any fixing them from underneath. Again, it was just not going to work out. I'm going to fit the table from the top. I'm just going to screw them in, and then I'll just put a little blob of filler on top of it so you can't really see it. It's fine.
On the opposite side of the banquette, I was going to give the tabletop a hinge so I could access the storage from above. But again, I struggled to find hinges that would work and would also remain concealed. So instead I decided to keep the tabletop loose, but add some small pieces to the underside so that the tabletop was sort of locked into place.
Time to stain.
So now my desk has shelves. The Banquette is stained with working doors and drawers with pull handles. And the one thing left are the covers for the Banquette cushions. So here we go. I'm adding zippers so I can easily remove them. I'm taking just a small slither off the backrest, which is just a little bit too high. And then it's time to make the cushions.
Time for a bit of sewing. When I got these fabrics for the Banquette, I got some pillow stuffing as well. And the idea is I'm going to take my crazy flowery fabric and I want to create 2 long, narrow pillows for this Banquette here. So I'm not quite sure how much is in here. Huh, okay. Do we like this? I'm hoping we like this because I think this is what I'm going to make. Let's put fluff in my pillows. I don't know where the fluff stops and starts. How much fluff do I have? Oh, very confusing fluff. I was going to make it all cozy, but I am running out of time. Plus I only have 3 books. Actually, that's not true. I currently have 6 books. Also, my ladder got vetoed. I asked a few friends for their opinions because I just can't quite make up my mind, but at the end of the day, it just doesn't fit anymore. The stain is too dark. I would really like to make something here because I basically built the bookcase around this idea. But I might make something from pine. For now, this is not going in. She's very cute. Look, mangoes. Turn it into a morning coffee tray thing, something cute like that. Here you go. I've decorated.
I made a revelation while almost finishing this room. With all the functions I've given it because of the small footprint, a workspace with a large desk, a library, storage, and banquette seating that turns into a bed. Essentially, I have designed and built the perfect student room. After so many years in London living in dorms, house shares, and just a few studio apartments, and also quite some time sleeping in a one-person tent, I finally managed to buy a house, and here I am, still just living in the one room. Maybe some things take more time to change.